It's about time for us to welcome on stage the winner of Ultimate Love Season 1, Kachi and Rosie. Yeah.
My guest today is Kachi Uchiago. Kachi Uchiago is one of the two winners, part of the couple, that won the Ultimate Love reality show that took Nigeria by storm in the first quarter of the year. I know of the show. I didn't watch it. I wasn't aware of the controversies around it, but when I got a mail from Kachi saying he would like to come on this show to tell his side of the story, I realized there has been a scandal, so to speak, a controversy, because this couple is supposed to have gotten married at the end of the show. Now the marriage has been called off. Kachi wants to tell me his side of the story on today's show. Was Ultimate Love the first reality show you had been a part of?
Yes.
As a contestant, or had you done other reality shows before then? Like applied for, entered for anyone?
Yes, I have.
Right, which ones?
Remember then Star Quest?
Okay. Well, you sing?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And then Idols West Africa.
Right.
The one that
Timmy
won. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So why did you enter for Ultimate Love?
Okay. It's just for me to experience love from a different angle. Okay, other than the usual.
What's a different angle you were hoping to?
The honest reason why I went into the show was because I needed to find that person who is going to be the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh, the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, the person I'm going to love, trust, and also understand. So that prompted my going in for the show.
Reality shows to find love are popular around the world. There's The Bachelor, there's Love Island, there's all of those.
Yeah.
But people think that the people that contest for the shows honestly think that they're going to find love through like a TV show. Did you honestly think that?
Yeah, to be honest, when I got into the show, I had mixed feelings, okay? But along the line, I saw myself falling in love. Helplessly in love.
So when you came in, you were also skeptical about it?
Yes, I was skeptical about it.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about what Nigerians have been talking about for the past 1 week. So yourself and Rosie were engaged after the show. So you were actually engaged. Yes, that's how the show ended.
Yeah.
It's less than 6 months, and things seem to have fallen apart. What exactly is going on? A whole lot. I'm sorry. Okay. That's when I told you that we should have our stool and everything here. I told you, I said it was done. You can come bring it. Where are the serviettes? I'm sorry, I don't know if you need this. I'm sorry.
Now, our challenges started. Okay, let me just take it back.
Okay.
I fell in love with her, and that's true when we were at the house. And that formed the reason why I had to propose to her on stage.
Okay.
I asked for the ring.
Right. You didn't have to do that, yes?
I don't know.
Okay.
That is to cement whatever I felt for her in the house. Trying to make her understand that whatever I felt for her in the house was genuine. And she accepted. Then after, in fact, our problem started right from the hotel. It first of all started with the issue of her wanting her brother to be our manager, and so, and then I would be like, no, we've had a up and down time where we have to raise our voice at each other and all that. She mentioned that I don't trust her, I don't respect her, my relationship is toxic and all that. So I was trying to find out where all of this was coming from. She was pregnant in the hotel.
Right. And this baby was yours?
Yes.
Okay.
When she told me, I was like, wow, that's good news. This is what I've always been expecting. And then she was like, no, that she doesn't want her parents to know that she's pregnant. And then that she had made mistake, the first one, the second one, and now this, that she wants to get married proper before.
For giving birth to you.
Yeah. Of course, before the parents' issue, she brought in the issue of her career first.
Okay.
So, which prompted me asking her one particular day, is it about career or about your family? I need to understand. And she told me it was about family for her. But a few days after, she now said that we needed to take it off. She didn't come out straight like that. Look at what happened. She now told me that there is a particular drug that she will want to take. And then I said, I will not be part of this. I could remember telling her several times, I cannot be part of this. So at the end of the day, and I said, if it is the will of God that this child will be here, let's not see any pharmacy that will sell that particular medication, that drug to us. So we went out the first day looking for that particular drug. We couldn't find the drug. We went out the second day. They asked for doctor's prescription.
Right.
But since we don't have doctor's prescription, how do we get it? We couldn't get it. So one day, she now put the call to the pharmacist. So the guy was like, oh, long time, no see. Where have you been? I voted for you. So she was like, oh, yeah, thank you so much. That she wants to purchase the particular mifepristone drug. So the guy now asked her who was taking it, who is supposed to take it. She said she's the one. I could remember the guy asking her how old. I think she said 12 weeks or something. The guy now said that we should come to a particular place. I don't know, forgive me, I don't know Lagos very well.
Right.
But from our calculation, that place is farther from where we were. So she now concluded and then told the guy that the guy should send the drug to our hotel the following day through a dispatch rider. So after that conversation, I didn't talk to her until we got back to the hotel. We got back to the hotel, she was trying to talk to me, I didn't talk to her and all that. So, but we now had some kind of conversation. She was like, that the drug is just to cleanse the womb, that it's not as if there's anything, it doesn't do anything. So the following day, I didn't bother to find out if the dispatch rider later came and all that. But something happened a day after. She started having very intense stomach upsets, and at some point, she started bleeding. I had to call a particular woman. So after a series of consultation and all that, the doctor didn't tell me what exactly was wrong. But I could remember they gave me a form. Because the woman introduced me as her husband.
Right.
So they gave me a form, I filled her details and all that, and collected. So I had wanted to stay with her in the hotel, in that hospital, that evening. But I was asked to go. The following day, I came back to the hospital. She was fine. Obviously, she was fine. And then the doctor discharged her the following day. So it was a case of termination. She never lost that. Such
Right. I'm sorry about that. So how did this news come out to the public that there was an accident, and then how did that? Was she the one?
When the news broke out, our family therapist, Mr. Praise Power. I could remember him chatting me one certain time, trying to find out what was wrong with me, because there was a time I said I was depressed. So I didn't respond. I told him that there was no problem. When the news already had got out, he called. The three of us were on a Zoom meeting with him. I said, please, before we proceed, can we, I want to confirm something. And I said, those things that are on social media, can you confirm that all those things that are circulating on social media, that I'm truly that person? She kept quiet, she couldn't say any word. So Mr. Praise had to rephrase it for her. And then she said certain things. Certain things like what? She said, I'm flippant. Okay, I said, okay, fine. And she said, I'm God-fearing. I said, fine. I said, aside this, every other thing, I think very well. Because these things are on record. Is there any other thing? She said, no. So meaning that every other thing is false. Because of, I was angry. I had to say, if she doesn't come out publicly to debunk all these things, I might have to take it up legally.
Right. When was this conversation?
This conversation is not yet a week old.
Right.
It's not yet a week old.
Okay. So by this time, you people have separated.
Yeah.
How long have you?
I think 2 weeks now.
That's
when the news
came up. Privately, when did you guys stop being together? 2 weeks ago.
That's when she sent the mail to Multi-Choice.
Right. So that's when she sent the mail to Multi-Choice.
Yeah.
So you didn't. So before then, you had not separated.
No, we hadn't.
Okay.
Look at what happened.
Okay.
We had been having issues.
Yes.
Right. Now we're in Lagos. Okay. Honestly speaking, there was this particular day, a Saturday. Okay. When we were preparing for the marriage, we got a call. A Multi-Choice had to call us on conference call, okay, so that they will finalize and fine-tune how everything is going to play out. And then during that conversation, they now had to tell us, okay, this is the money they promised to use to sponsor the wedding, which was 10 million. And then they said the 10 million was going to cover what I was going to wear, what she's going to wear.
Okay.
I think the whole feeding, accommodation for 2 days for the both of us. So when they were saying all of this, I was like, okay, were any provision for the parents of the bride? And they said no, that I'm going to take care of that. So I now had to put the phone on mute. Okay. And I turned to her, I said, you mean all these things they mentioned and 10 million is gone? Should I ask them? She now said, no, I shouldn't ask them. If I'm asking them, I should just ask them that, let it be like a personal question to them and not the both of us asking the question. I said, why would you be saying that? I didn't ask them that question. I said, what is all this? What is this thing getting at? So, and I walked away from the room. We didn't talk that day. So, we had managed to settle the issue, but did she apologize? No.
When we come back,
I had to continue because she told me then that it was food poisoning.
So basically, by this time, it looks like the thing has become irreconcilable. There's nobody to reach, to talk to. Is that yes? So
exactly.
You were trying to reach people. There was nobody really to reach.
Yeah.
Right. So how did that all now end up?
2 days after, I had to send her a message. I said, since you have refused me from seeing you, you don't want me to know where you are and all that, I'm going back to Abuja. She now replied, safe journey.
Okay.
So the following day, I had to call her. That was when I'm supposed to travel back to Abuja.
And this was all in October, yes?
October, okay.
Yes, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Towards the end of October.
Yeah.
On my way to the airport, when we were speaking over the phone, I said to her, please, can we pause? Can we just shift the wedding so that we see a therapy and also do some necessary consultations. She now said to me that she doesn't need a therapy, that I'm the one that need a therapist. So then she now came to the airport because I already have told her what time my flight was. She came to the airport. I started pleading. I said, okay, no problem. It's not as if I have anything against you. It's fine. But can we just shift it a bit? Can we shift it a bit? She said, okay. And I went to Abuja. So the following day, I now called her. I said, baby, please, about what we discussed the previous day at the airport. Say, when I told her that we need to shift the... So she agreed with me. And then I asked her, okay, if you are shifting, what date is preferable? She said, I suggested December, January. She said January is fine. And I told her, okay, I'm going to do a mail, and then I'll send it to you for you to proofread, and then when you vet, you can now send to multi-choice. And when I prepared the mail, I sent it to her. When I sent the mail to her, she now did the necessary corrections, okay, and forwarded it back to me. So, but I did not send it to multi-choice that day. So she kept calling me that day, that why haven't I sent the email? I said, please, I'm taking my time. I'm not in a hurry. So I didn't send that mail. Then the following day, she called me, asking why I was here to send the mail. I said, don't worry, just relax. So later that day in the evening, I now saw a mail from her to multi-choice. She copied me. And the subject of the mail was annulment of traditional marriage and relationship. So I was wondering where this was coming from. We already had a conversation, okay, and we already have agreed. Why would you not send such mail to multi-choice? I didn't ask her that. So that was when it was now dawned on me that, okay, it's as if she has taken her stand. So it was after that mail she sent to multi-choice, I didn't say anything, that I now started seeing those news online.
Right. So just a quick question. The 2 days that you were supposed to send this email, why didn't you send it?
The reason why I didn't send it was I was still trying to think if this is the right thing for me to do. Right. Okay. I was just trying to conclude. Right. I'm this kind of person that I really don't rush into decisions. Okay. That's why I carried her.
So do you think she panicked? And I mean, again, this is your side of the story.
Okay.
But do you think she panicked and thought maybe you wanted to end this? That's why she now thought she should go and end it herself.
I really don't know.
You can't say. All right. So have you spoken to her since? So it was after this news you now had this call with the family therapist, principal where?
No, it was after the news must have gotten out.
After this mail to multi-choice, the news has gotten out. And so you guys now decided to come and talk to a therapist together after that?
No, she was the one that reached out to
him.
Therapist.
So he called two of you for him?
He first called me. He tried to chat me up to know what's up.
Right, so he called you guys for a conversation?
Yes.
And this was like a week ago?
Exactly.
And then after that, what now happened? So that didn't reconcile the matter?
No, it didn't.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's the last time both of you spoke?
Yes.
And this image that she's trying to point of you is, what do you think this image she's trying to paint is?
I saw so many things on social media that I don't take care of her son.
Right.
Okay.
She had a son before this, right?
I don't take care of her son. And then that I'm a flippant person.
Right.
And then that I said she was supposed to pay the bride price and not me. And then that I was cheating.
Right.
I cheated with her, like with my ex. So these are some of the...
Right, so that's why you were so telling me the story of the ex.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
You understand?
Right.
So these are the news that have been circulating on social media.
Right. So you just want to...
And of recent, the one of the rent.
Right.
That she contributed some specific amount of money, and then the landlord had refunded all the money, and I refused to give her own, which is false.
Which is false. So, but to be clear, she hasn't said these things herself.
Yeah,
these are things that are happening all around, and you expect her to debunk these things since she knows they are not true.
Yes.
Have you asked her to debunk this?
Yes. I even sent her a message.
Right.
Before the conversation we had with Mr. Praise.
With Mr. Praise,
yes.
right. And you do have that message.
Yes, I do.
Right. So that's what is really the issue. You want people to know that this is not true. You expected her to do this, but she didn't do it, so now you're coming to clear your name.
Yeah.
Okay, a question that I struggle with is, if you say you didn't want this child to be aborted, and it was something that was deeply important to you, why did you continue the relationship? I believe in the right of a woman to choose what she wants to do with her body and all of those things. I'm just saying, you as a person, why did you continue? What was the thing that made you continue?
Okay, I had to continue because she told me then that it was stomach poisoning and it was food poisoning. And
right. So you had nothing else. This was the story she told you, so you had to go with it.
Go with it.
Right.
But along the line, I discovered that it was false because I was in the dark. It was now that I started connecting it.
The dots, right.
Connecting the dots.
Right. So finally, as we round up this interview, what do you think led to the collapse of this relationship?
I think what went wrong was I think there was lack of trust.
Okay.
From both ends.
Okay.
Communication. Mm-hmm. The communication was very poor, and we actually lacked understanding. Mm. There are times where I struggle to understand where she was coming from, right. And there are times where she will struggle to understand where I was coming from. Mm. Do you understand? And maybe that's the reason why we went on and off all the time.
These things, right? What would you have done differently?
What I would have done differently was, admitting certain faults from me, right. Like in the area of me raising my voice at her, which she rightly pointed out, when at any slightest provocation, I think I wouldn't have done that. Okay. I think, and I have actually learned from it. It's an experience that I have learned from.
So you don't think this is the fault of the show? Like, it's not that there was something wrong with this show format, because you did say that another couple from that show is getting married tomorrow. Yeah. So this wasn't really about the show format, or that there's something wrong in bringing people together in a TV show to fall in love. This was just the two people in the relationship couldn't figure it out. Or what do you think?
The main objective of the show is to bring two people together that we get married, okay, at the long run. Now, after the show, was there anything that you did as an organizer, maybe to follow up on these couples? No, that's where they got wrong. Another thing I noticed was the timeline given for the winners to get married or something is rather too short. For me, I would say the timeline shouldn't be there. Right. It should allow them to live freely, understand themselves, or they understand each other very well, okay? And when they must have realized that, okay, we are ready, they can now approach you guys and say, okay, we are now ready. But when you give that timeline, it's like you putting pressure. So that's where I just see...
That's that pressure. And if you were sitting down with... Final question. If you're sitting with Rosie now, you saw her now, she was watching this, is there anything you'd like to say to her?
The only thing I would like to say to her is to say that the times that I maybe raised my voice at her, that I'm sorry for raising my voice at her, but I also want to tell her that she should also seek counsel and a therapist, because I'm going through a healing process here. That's the reason why I actually had to come out. Right. We don't know, we are not perfect. We are not perfect. Sometimes you can't just come out and claim that you are all holy when there are some baggages that you have as well. So we also want her to see reasons of, from her own part.
Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. You moments in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very